Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into something that's developing incredibly fast, the sudden, severe, and frankly pretty alarming re-escalation of tensions in the Middle East. Things are moving at warp speed right now, so to really grasp what's happening on the ground, we're cutting through all the noise, we're going to look strictly at the latest official reports and the actual timelines driving this whole volatile situation.
Listen to this for a second. If we have to go back, we will go back, with even greater force. That is a stark, incredibly direct warning. It was just delivered by Israel's defense minister, Israel Katz, at a recent military ceremony. I mean, there's absolutely zero ambiguity in his language there, right? He is officially putting it on the record that the military is fully prepared to jump right back into its campaign against Iran.
All right, Section 1, Warnings of Escalation, Readiness for a Third Strike. Because you see, this isn't just tough talk. They're laying out very specific operational goals. Defense Minister Katz made it clear that the primary goal right now is to regain air superiority. And once they establish that, the directive is to strike again within Iran to eliminate active threats. Crucially, and this is a big deal, Katz noted that the military is actively prepared to do this for a third time if necessary. So a resumption of active military engagement, that is literally the stated readiness protocol right now.
Moving on to Section 2, Timeline of the Conflict, from February to today.
To really grasp the weight of those warnings, we've got to look at how fast everything is broken down. It's wild. This recent conflict basically kicked off on February 28th. That's when the US and Israel launched a massive air campaign, resulting in the death of the Islamic Republic's supreme leader. That was the spark that lit the match. After that, we actually saw a brief de-escalation. There was a ceasefire in April, and then a US-Iran agreement in June to end hostilities entirely. But look at where we are today. Those agreements have totally collapsed, and new fighting has erupted. It's just a rapid, absolute whiplash-inducing breakdown of peace.
Okay, Section 3, Assessing the Strategic Balance, Netanyahu's Perspective.
Now, against the backdrop of that collapsing timeline, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is projecting ultimate confidence. He's openly claiming that the, quote, Iranian axis is weaker than ever before, and he attributes that directly to the previous military campaigns. On the flip side, he asserts that Israel is stronger than ever before. Now, we aren't here to validate these military assessments one way or the other, but it really shows you exactly how the leadership is framing their current operational superiority.
But, that confidence, it comes with a pretty heavy caveat. He said, and I quote, "We proved that the long arm of the Israeli Air Force can reach anywhere, from Yemen to Iran." So he's clearly highlighting the vast geographic reach of their operations. But listen to the very next sentence. Yet, we must also acknowledge that the campaign is not over. So despite these huge assertions of unprecedented strength, Netanyahu is just openly admitting to the public that the books are absolutely not closed on this war.
Which brings us to Section 4, Fears of Full-Scale War, the Brink of Regional Conflict.
So let's put the pieces together. We've got an ongoing campaign, a military on high alert, and a completely collapsed timeline of peace. The core takeaway you really need to understand here is that the new fighting between the US and Iran, it's not just some isolated skirmish. It represents the total failure of the June US-Iran agreement. As the official reports make crystal clear, this collapse has raised immense, very legitimate fears of a return to full-scale war. The April ceasefire, the June agreement, they are completely in the rearview mirror now, and the military rhetoric has pivoted strictly back to offensive readiness.
All of this leaves us with one incredibly vital question. With peace agreements failing this rapidly and leaders openly preparing their forces for a third strike with even greater force, can a return to a full-scale regional war actually be avoided? The official statements we unpacked in this explainer paint a picture of a region standing right on the brink. It is a fragile, highly volatile situation. Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep questioning, keep learning, and as always, keep your eyes on the facts.